All right, more on our top story today. We're talking about the shooting at Toronto's championship parade that left 4 people injured and many thousands of spectators rattled. Miriam Valdes-Carletti is one of the people who was there when the shots rang out, and she's our guest in studio to tell us more about what she saw and what she experienced. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're safe.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
You were in Nathan Phillips Square. People have seen the shots of the Toronto sign and how packed it was there. You were one of the people near the Toronto sign. Tell us what happened to you.
So I was kind of standing right by the Toronto sign, pretty much in the middle of all of it. And all of a sudden, I kind of heard a rumbling, sort of like there was a herd of animals coming towards us, and everybody turned around, and we were just whiplash and trampled all over each other. It happened in a second. And we were just all over the ground, and I fell on somebody, people fell on me, and there was a woman grabbing my arm and trying to pull me up, and she was screaming help them up, what are you doing? And there were shoes all over the ground, people's belongings were everywhere, and for some reason I had this instinct to find this person's backpack. So it was just crazy chaos.
How long can you say, Miriam, it took from the time that you felt this wave coming towards you until you were able to finally get out?
Maybe 5 or so minutes, and I totally credit that to 2 men who were there with me the whole time. I actually attended the rally by myself, and if I didn't make any friends at that time, I probably would have just freaked out and not known what to do. I'm a pretty small person. I'm not a very pushy person to try and get out, but I had a guy in front of me and a man behind me. We were holding hands, and they physically pulled me out of there, and they were don't look back, just keep pulling, to just get me out. So it was maybe 5 or so minutes. It seemed pretty quick, to be honest.
Did you know what was happening? Did you know there had been a shooting, or were you just running because people were running?
I was just running because people were running. I didn't hear any gunshots. I didn't hear anything. It was literally just a whiplash of people trampling on each other, and we were kind of running in the direction towards University Avenue. And it was just really scary because there were kids crying, holding their moms, and there were other people screaming oh, don't lose me, because there was just so many people.
It was very chaotic. There were a lot of people there. There were a lot of families there. This was a celebration of a great sports team. Did you see any police at any point?
No, I did not see any police until I had actually left, and it was maybe around the Eaton Center, around Queen and Bay. That's when I saw police. But the entire time, actually, as we were leaving, I was where are the police? How come there's no security here? I didn't see anybody help. And as we were leaving, I just heard the rally still going on, be yay, we're the champions. And I was really confused because in that moment, it felt like such a big deal. How did nobody see this? Why is the rally still going on? Why are people pretending this didn't happen? But I guess when I saw aerial footage of it, when I went home, it maybe didn't seem like that big a deal. But when you were in it, it was horrible.
Yeah, well, you live in this city, and this is a city in the last couple of years that's gone through some pretty scary incidents. Did any of that come to mind as you were in that crowd running and trying to get out?
Yes and no. I know things like that can happen. I think more positive. I'm that happens at other places. It won't happen here. I'm this is the Raptors. It's going to be something positive. And I joked around that if I died that day, it would be because of heat and suffocation, because of how hot it was and how stuffed we were. And I didn't think the possibility could actually happen. So yeah, definitely it kind of ruined the day for me. I kind of wish I went to the parade instead and maybe watch the Raptors go by and then go home after. But because I was in the thick of it, I couldn't really leave.
How do you feel today? How are you feeling this morning?
I'm pretty shaky. I was pretty shaky for a couple hours afterwards. Today, the city feels more calmed down, but I'm still kind of reeling. And I see tons of people posting photos, how great the day was and all the fun photos they had. And I just didn't really have that experience.
Miriam, I'm glad you're here with us today. I'm glad you're feeling better, and I hope you feel better as the days go on.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.